Let's talk about my pussy on stage. Because men never talk about their dicks.
It's my impression of a comedy club audience. It's not about laughing anymore, it's about clapping in approval. Because we aren't trying to make people enjoy the night. We want them to learn. You know, like a TED Talk. All those stereotypes that you think you know about women, like they talk about their vaginas, and they talk about periods, and they talk about how hard it is. Well, we're gonna reinforce all those stereotypes and continue doing comedy that way. We don't want you to laugh. We want you to feel bad about the patriarchy.
I bleed through my pussy every month. In fact, I'm bleeding through my pussy right now. On stage.
Now don't worry, anyone can do comedy. All you have to do is go on stage and pretend like you're talking to your therapist. So my boyfriend, he used to be really mean to me. Yay, you did it. That was great. It wasn't funny, but at least you spilled your guts out on the floor. And that's what comedy is now. It's a one-woman show where you get to talk about your monthly cycle and what you like to do with that blood. It's such a great time. And all you have to do is remember, men are the problem.
Just before I get my period every month, and over the next day or two, I get diarrhea. I do. And I'm not the only one either. It happens to a lot of us women, okay?
I just don't understand why every woman on stage now is basically Kristen Stewart. I don't really, you know, my vagina? Nobody is laughing with you. They are laughing at you deep inside, but they just can't say it because their wives will hit them in the audience.
When I go to the bathroom and I'm done shitting liquid while I check Facebook, I look down, it's like a scene from fucking Saving Private Ryan or something. It's just like a massacre in there.
We've all been through trauma. Everyone's been through traumatic experiences, and it's okay to talk about them on stage. Just remember, be funny. That is literally the only thing you have to remember. That is rule number one. Be funny.
Be funny.
First black kid I ever saw that'll definitely never play basketball.
I will never forget taking my dad to a comedy club, and this woman was on stage and she was reading a list of all the men who have sexually assaulted her. Not very funny. And my dad was sitting next to me and being very quiet and just watching and supporting. And then all of a sudden, she puts her paper down and points to him and says, "I bet you've sexually assaulted a woman." Bad move, lady. My dad's not American, so he got up and told her what he thought of her. And then she quit comedy. It was a fun night. It just makes me go insane when woman after woman, and look, I'm not talking about the men. I'll do another video on the men, okay? Woman after woman gets up and says the same stupid shit. Just be original. And I'm gonna tell you, if you talk about your vagina or how hard it is as a woman or how men are the problem, then you're not original. Everyone's talking about that. And I have to tell you, ladies, if you think being a woman is hard, you're doing it wrong.
It's just like a massacre in there. But weirdly, no men. No Matt Damon, just the all-female reboot.
So please, stop making these terrible movies, these awful impressions of what comedy is. Because this movie that I had to force myself to watch, I've seen terrorist cells that were more funny than her stand-up. I don't know who wrote for her, but I'm really sure it was a woman, because if it was a man, it would have been way funnier. Trigger! I feel like I'm gonna get into a lot of trouble for this video, and you know what? Good. Who cares? At least I'm being honest, right? Isn't that the most important part? Just throwing everything out there, even if it's completely personal.
I bet there's a German word for it. Blödschitze. I bet in Canada, the National Health Service gives you a fucking day off for Blödschitze.
So, like, I have a cyst, and my cyst popped, and blood came out of there, and it was really gross, but, you know, kind of cool. Right? Is that good? That's good, right? No? Mom? Dad? No?
Oh no, stay home, watch some hockey, and just shit that blood out.
I feel like the tagline for comedy now should be, if you're not laughing, you're learning. Ugh.